The grind will pay off, but not today, not tomorrow, not when you expect it. The work you put in will disappear into the void, swallowed by time, unrecognized, unappreciated. The weak crumble under that weight. They cry out for immediate rewards, for signs that their struggle is worth something. The strong? They do not need proof. They do not need applause. They grind because the work itself is the reward, because every drop of effort poured into the abyss will one day rise from it in the form of dominance. Suffering is the currency of progress the world takes before it gives. It drains you, tests you, grinds you down until nothing remains but raw determination. The weak expect a shortcut, a way around the suffering, but there's no other path. The grind is the only way. The hours spent in silence, the days lost to repetition, the nights filled with exhaustion. This is the cost. Pay it, or step aside for those who will. The grind is lonely. No one will see the work. No one will understand the sacrifice. The world will only notice when the results appear, when the effort has transformed into something undeniable. Until then, you are invisible. That is the test. Can you endure the void? Can you push forward when no one is watching? The weak need validation. The strong move in silence. The grind does not reward those who seek attention. It rewards those who do not stop. Pain is the gatekeeper of greatness. The grind will break the body, strain the mind, push the spirit to its limits. The weak call this suffering. The strong call it transformation. Every rep, every hour, every sacrifice is a blade sharpening the soul. The grind demands everything from you, but it offers something priceless in return. Proof. Proof that you are built for this, that you can endure what others cannot, that you can suffer and rise again, unshaken, unbroken. Time moves slowly for those who grind. Progress is invisible, hidden beneath layers of failure and struggle. The weak quit because they do not see the results. They do not realize that the greatest changes happen in silence, beneath the surface, long before they become visible. The strong understand that time is an ally, not an enemy. They do not chase instant gratification. They plant the seeds, tend to the roots, and wait for the inevitable rise. The grind is war. A war against weakness, against hesitation, against the voice in your head that begs for rest. The battlefield is every moment where you must choose between ease and effort. The weak surrender. They tell themselves the work is not worth it, that success is for someone else. The strong fight. They know that the grind is the only weapon against failure, the only road to anything worth having. There is no peace, no shortcuts, no mercy. Grind, or be forgotten. The fire of discipline burns hotter than motivation. Motivation fades, vanishes the moment struggle arrives. The weak rely on it, and when it fails them, they fail themselves. The strong do not care for motivation. They do not wait for the right mood, the perfect conditions, the easy path. They show up every day, without hesitation, without question. The grind does not care how you feel. It only asks, did you do the work? The grind will test you in ways nothing else can. It will whisper lies, tell you that effort is wasted, that success is random. It will push you to the edge, waiting to see if you break. Many do. They quit, retreat into comfort, tell themselves it was never meant to be. The strong know better. The grind is not about talent, not about luck. It is about who refuses to stop, who keeps going when there is no reason to, who stands when all others have fallen. Rewards do not come when you want them. They come when you no longer need them, when the work has become the way, when the suffering has become fuel, when the grind is no longer a means to an end, but the end itself. That is when the results appear, slowly then all at once. The weak will call it luck. They will never understand what was earned in the silence. But the strong will know, because they were the ones who endured. The rule of invisible progress is the cruelest test of all. The work is done, the hours are spent, the effort is poured in, yet nothing changes. The mirror reflects the same face, the world remains indifferent. The struggle stretches on without reward. The weak call this failure. The strong understand the game. The grind does not announce itself. It does not show mercy. It tests patience, discipline, and resolve. And only those who endure see what lies beneath the surface. Effort is never wasted, but the results are never immediate. Beneath the ground, the roots spread before the first leaf breaks the surface. Beneath the skin, the muscle fibers tear and rebuild long before strength is visible. Beneath the mind, discipline is forged in silence, long before the world takes notice. The weak demand to see progress, to measure it, to hold it in their hands. They trust the process. They grind in darkness, knowing that one day the world will be forced to acknowledge what it ignored for so long. The shadows of progress stretch long and cold. The early stages are filled with doubt, the middle stages with frustration, the final stretch with exhaustion. Many quit before the first signs appear. The ones who persist, who embrace the grind without question, who give without expecting, become something else entirely. They do not work for applause, for recognition, for permission. They work because that is what they are, machines of progress, architects of their own rise. The weak chase momentum, the strong create it. Those who wait for results before they commit will never see them. Progress is slow, unnoticeable, frustrating. The body resists, the mind rebels, the world distracts. But beneath it all, the grind continues its work. It sharpens the blade, strengthens the armor, solidifies the foundation. Each rep, each hour, each sacrifice is a grain of sand falling into place unnoticed, until the weight of them shifts the entire landscape. The mind plays games. It tells you nothing is happening, that the work is wasted, that time is slipping away. The weak listen. They slow down, they question, they stop. But the strong do not seek validation from what is seen. They know the rule of invisible progress. The work compounds in silence. The transformation takes place in secret, and one day, without warning, the world looks up to see what has been built. There is an inevitability to progress for those who refuse to quit. The ones who fail are not the ones who lack talent, not the ones who face the greatest obstacles. The ones who fail are those who stopped before the results came. The weak live in a world of instant gratification, seeking shortcuts, chasing immediate returns. The strong play a different game. They work in silence, in patience, in certainty. They do not rush the process. They trust that every sacrifice is a down payment on the inevitable. Time bends to those who master invisible progress. The grind accelerates when met with consistency. The early struggle is the heaviest, the most punishing. But every step forward compounds the force behind you. Soon, what once felt impossible becomes natural. What once drained you now fuels you. And just as the weak give up, just as they let go, just as they surrender to the illusion of stagnation, momentum shifts. The results arrive, and by then the strong are already miles ahead. The world will call it sudden success. They will call it luck, fate, talent. They will see the product and ignore the process. The suffering, the discipline, the years spent unseen. These are invisible to those who never endured them. but those who paid the price. No. They remember the days when nothing seemed to move, the nights when effort felt like it was vanishing into the void. And they smile, because they knew this day would come. There is no wasted effort in the pursuit of mastery. The grind stores everything. The work accumulates, unseen but never lost. Every drop of sweat, every moment of resistance, every act of discipline is recorded. And one day, without warning, it will all pay off. The question is not if. It never was. The only question is whether you can last long enough to see it happen. The grind will pay off, but it does not bargain. It does not negotiate. It demands your patience, your discipline, your resilience. It asks for everything and returns nothing until the day it gives you everything. Those who understand this rule become unstoppable. Those who do not are forgotten.